I've marked the CA project. Those of you who have sent it to me. I think there's about 12, maybe, what is it, 8 students who haven't sent the CA projects. So the rest of the CA projects, I've marked them. And if I haven't emailed you anything, yeah, that means your project's fine. There's no issues. But if I've emailed you, it could either be corrections, yeah. So your project, and it depends on the form, yeah, the format that you send it to me. If you send it to me as a Word document, or if you send it to me as a OneDrive, then I've edited the actual document. Yeah, so you'll see red writing in the document. That's my corrections. Yeah, so there's something incorrect and I changed it. But that doesn't affect your mark. Yeah, it doesn't affect your mark. It's just corrections for your own benefit. And if you send it to me as a PDF, then I've emailed you. So within an actual email. Yeah, so within the actual email itself, I've emailed you the correction, the necessary corrections. Yeah, but I may have also mentioned, yeah, that you maybe you didn't write enough sentences, or the sentences were not on topic, or you have sentences. They're talking about the idea, but they're not talking about the actual topic. Yeah, or they're just random sentences that have been put together. Yeah, so I think yours, for example, Wasal, I don't remember exactly, but I think yours, you have sentences which are about the topic, they're about the idea as well mentioned, but they're random sentences. Yeah, like he does this and she does this and I do this. Yeah, you're not talking about one thing, you're talking about random issues, if I remember correctly. Yes, Abdul Malik.
Doctor, you saw my project, right?
When did you send it to me?
Last week.
Yeah. If you sent it last week, I was seeing it. Only the ones who, the ones I haven't seen are the names that I mentioned in the group.
You mentioned my name.
I mentioned your name?
Yes,
when?
with
but what's yours? I said, can you email me? Can you email it to me again? Because I couldn't open it. Yeah. I've seen yours.
Doctor.
Yes.
Can you listen to me?
And I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, but can I send my file? Try again. Can I try send?
Can you what? Sorry.
Can I try send my project?
Can you send? Who is this? Fahad.
Fahad
who?
Fahad Abdurrahman Ibrahim.
Fahad Abdurrahman or Fahad Badr Basri? You've already sent yours. You sent yours to me already, yes?
Yes.
Yes. So what's the issue? Sorry?
Wait.
Your voice is cutting off. Fahad. Yeah, no, yours is fine. There's no issue with yours. Who's the other one? Wasl, yeah? Yeah, it should be fine. Yeah, so everyone who sent me theirs already, I've looked at them, I've marked them. And just those how many are there? 11 students. 11 students who haven't sent it to me. Yeah, and the other two, yeah, Faisal Adnan and Abdul Malik Mutlaq, you need to just transfer. So I've seen your presentation, not your presentation. I've seen your writing, but you just need to transfer it into a template. Yeah, the actual Word document that I sent you.
Template.
The template, the Word document. Abdul Malik, you sent me yours when? Again, yesterday?
Yesterday I did it.
No. Okay, you sent it to me what? As an email, yes? You wrote it in the email.
In the email.
Yeah. And one of you wrote it just on a Word document, yeah, without anything else. But the template that I sent you, where it says write your student name, the section number. Do you remember this document?
Should I do the project again?
Don't do it again. You just, the information that you wrote, just put it into that document. Is that clear?
I will try.
Does anyone have a copy of the CA project? Just the template, not their writing, but the actual template itself. Yes, no?
What? I didn't. What?
Does anyone have the template of the CA project? The one I sent to you.
What that mean? Template.
Template is the one I sent to you, you know, where you have to fill in the information. So the box, the table.
الملف حق الوورد اللي يجيك فاضي، عرفت شلون انت تعبيه؟ يقول في احد عنده الملف الفاضي.
يعني في طلاب راسلين ما ارسلوا في الملف، يعني حالين مثلا في مكان ثاني.
اي في ناس ما ارسلوا في الملف. يقول الحين يسال، هو الحين يسال يقول في احد عنده الملف كذا فاضي ولا لا؟
انا موجود عندي.
Yeah, okay. You have it? Can you send it? Can you send it to the group, please?
I sent it last week, Doctor.
Okay, so you sent it last week.
I will mention it.
Yeah, can you, or maybe just resend it, or just
okay, 1 minute.
Yeah, please. And then Abdul Malik and Faisal, yeah, the two, Abdul Malik and what's his name? Faisal what? Okay, someone sent it already. Someone sent it. Murad just sent it.
Okay.
Yeah, Jazakallah khair, Murad. Abdul Malik and Faisal, yeah, both of you need to just use that document that Murad sent. Yeah, put it into that document. All right, let's start. Is anyone ready to present today? Does anyone want to present today? Or no?
Doctor, I need to tell you something. When you
need to see what? Sorry.
When you about my project, say project. The leader, you told me discussion at the right time. What I mean.
I told you what? Sorry.
You told me leader discussion at the right time. What I mean is difficult time. That time is hard in that job.
I can't remember. What did I wrote? What in the red writing? What did I write?
Discussion at the right time.
It doesn't what? Sorry.
Discussion at the right time. Leader, the ideal leader.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're saying.
I will.
Okay, you change it to what you think is correct. Yeah, because I'm right. I read the sentence. Yeah. So I can't remember yours exactly. But all of the CA projects, I'm reading the sentence and whatever I understand from it. Yeah, because sometimes the sentence doesn't make sense. Yeah, so whatever I understand, then I'll change it to what I think you mean. But maybe I was incorrect. Yeah, so change it. You change it yourself.
Okay.
Does anyone want to present today? Is anyone ready to present today? No? So the presentation is tomorrow and the next day only.
I think there is some students told me that they ready to present today. I don't know.
Someone messaged me yesterday as well. Someone messaged me on WhatsApp saying, "Can I present today?"
Yeah, but I don't know where they disappeared.
Where is the rest of the class as well, though? Why is there only 49 students?
Maybe I can, but I have
Maybe
little stuff. I mean, maybe I need more time to practice.
Okay,
Maybe
no worries.
tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. No, I was just asking just to know. Maybe at the end of, if we have time. It's only if we have time. If we have time at the end of today's lesson, maybe you can present. But no worries. We'll just do the same as how it is. We'll do 50 students today and 50 students tomorrow. 50 students, sorry, tomorrow, and 50 students on Wednesday, inshallah.
Doctor, about the Wednesday, we will take a lesson or no? Or only the project?
No, only project.
Okay.
Yeah,
About
so tomorrow-
the first, from 1 to 50, we have off on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah. So the presentations will be tomorrow. Yeah, for students from 1 to 50. If your number on the register is from 1 to 50, you will be presenting tomorrow. And the rest of the students don't need to attend. The rest of the students, they don't need to attend.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the opposite. On Wednesday, students 51 to 101, yeah, you'll all present, and the other students don't need to attend. Yeah, and the thing that I'll mention it now, and maybe I'll mention it again tomorrow as well. There's 4 sections. I mentioned it, I messaged it in the group as well, I think. Yeah, there's 4 things that we're looking for. We're looking at how understandable it is. Yeah, so if it's understood, we can understand what you're saying. We're also looking at not reading. Yeah, so you don't want to just be reading from something. Yeah, and this means both, not reading from your writing, your CA project, and also not reading from another paper. Yeah, you can make notes, but don't read. Yeah, don't read from anything. Yeah, because it's speaking. It's also all about speaking. It's not about reading.
I can do like keywords to remember.
Yeah, you can do keywords, even phrases. You can write down a phrase, yeah, like half a sentence, but don't read. Don't have only sentences that you're reading.
Okay.
Another thing that you're looking for is how relevant it is. Yeah, it has to all be about the topic. And the last thing that we're looking at is fluency. Yeah, so you want it all to be connected. Yeah, not just a sentence. I do this, full stop. You do this, we do this. Yeah, not full. It has to be connected. Also, another thing. My first idea, my second idea. Yes, Saleh.
Doctor, is my project correct?
Too late.
Project correct?
Is it correct? It should be.
Because you send message me.
What did I say?
You send a message email me.
Who are you, Salih Muhammad Ziad?
Yes.
Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. In the email, so I mentioned this already. The email, if there's any red writing within your CA project, yeah, within the writing of your CA project, then this is just corrections. Yeah, this is me correcting the sentence.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. And that's not to do with marks. There's no marks. It's just maybe there was something wrong. There's grammatically there's something wrong in the grammar. Maybe there's something wrong in the meaning. So I just changed the words. But if I wrote something else outside, yeah, telling you that you don't have enough sentences, or you don't have, it's not on topic, or it's random sentences. Yeah, it's not about the ideas. You know, it's not about the topic. Then this might be a problem. Yeah, this means that maybe you dropped a few marks. Yeah, otherwise you'll get 10 marks. Yeah, most of you got 10 marks for the first part.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Doctor, can I ask about the projects? How we're gonna explain it?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's what we will do. Like you open the screen and I see my projects in my screen, and I'm gonna explain or what?
I don't have a copy of the projects anymore. I've deleted them all. So if you can share your screen, yeah, that would be ideal. If you can share your screen with the class, your project, and you can explain it, that would be ideal. If not, otherwise you can just explain it without sharing.
Okay, that means it's okay if I can't screen it in that.
Yeah, if you can't, there's no problem.
Okay, thank you. Thanks so much.
Doctor, I only
yes.
have 2 minutes.
Oh, yes,
more.
there's only 2 minutes. Yes, that's another thing.
Only
yeah.
2 minutes. Okay.
Yeah, so you're presenting for 2 minutes. Yeah, and you don't want it to. So what we mean by 2 minutes, it doesn't have to be exactly 2 minutes, but around 2 minutes. So it can't be less than 1.5, and it can't be more than 2.5. Yeah, so you're looking at between 1.5 to 2.5 minutes. Yeah, is that clear? So you don't need to be too short. At the same time, you don't want it to be too long, and it doesn't have to be too long as well. Yeah, each idea you explain for about 30 seconds, and you should be fine. What book were we doing? Reading or writing? Yes.
Yes, I think we stopped.
Doctor, if my project too long.
Sorry, say that again. If your project?
My project has a long sentences.
Yeah.
Yes, so I think 2 minutes it's not enough to me.
No, but that's the thing, Mohammed. You're not reading your project.
Yeah,
so
but
regardless of
my project too long.
No, the writing is one thing. The writing is fine. Yeah, writing can be short, can be long. That's fine. But when you explain it, you try to keep it in 2 minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're not reading, Mohammed. You're not reading your sentences. Yeah, you're trying to explain in your own words. Yeah, and that's another thing also. So you need to think if you're, for example, you're saying your sentences are too long, or maybe for each idea you've written so much, then you summarize information. Yeah, so rather than having three sentences, you summarize it into one sentence, or you choose which is the most important. Yeah, so for example, imagine your idea is I don't know, skills.
Yeah.
So you're talking about skills, but the information that you've got is too much. Then you choose maybe two of them. Choose two of them, explain them too, and move on.
So you mean if I got 3 sentences too long, I pick 2 sentences, just 2?
It's all about the time. It all depends on the time.
Okay.
If you're reading not reading, but if you're explaining all 3 sentences within the 2 minutes, then that's fine. But if you think, okay, if I explain everything, I'll go over 2 minutes, then you need to choose what is best to to explain or present, and what you won't. Yeah, what you will skip. Is that clear?
Yeah, clear.
Attendance. Someone's going to take attendance now. I'll take in a bit. I'll take attendance in a bit. Okay, quick recap of what we covered last lesson. No, not last lesson, but the last time we were looking at the book. Okay, so we're looking at Unit 2. No, I think we even started before that. Okay, so we looked at page 18. We're looking at writing a descriptive paragraph, where you're describing something. So you'll use adjectives. You're describing something, you use a lot of adjectives, you use details, you'll be very explicit, mentioning everything that happened, or everything that you can, and because it's descriptive, it'll be things that you can, to do with your senses. Yeah, things that you can either see, things that you can hear, things that you can feel. All of these things will come into your descriptive paragraph. But as always, you will have a topic sentence followed by supporting sentences and then a concluding sentence. Then we looked at the grammar, looking at present continuous. We said present continuous is something that is you started now or around now, and it continued. Yeah, so something either started right now or around now, yeah, maybe just a little while ago, but it's continuing, something that is continuing. Okay, and our structure will be subject plus our verb be plus our verb with ing. Okay, our verb be am playing. He is playing. You are playing. Yeah, so it's something that's now. Yeah, I'm playing right now. Yeah, and it's continuous, or I started a little while ago. Yeah, maybe you came into the, for example, someone who comes into the class now, I will say I am teaching. Yeah, and it started already. It started before, but it continued. Some words that we'll use in the present continuous, words like today or this week or any sort of time period around now, this month, this year. Okay, if we have a silent e at the end of the word, we'll drop it and add ing. And then the last thing that they told us was some words we don't use with present continuous. Yeah, you won't use it with an ing. So rather than saying I am wanting, or I am knowing, I am needing, I am understanding, no, you'll say I want, or I know, I need, I understand. Yeah, so they will stay in the present simple. Yeah, so even though the meaning may be continuous now, but you'll only use the present simple. Then we started Unit 2. We took the first set of vocab. We looked at the words represent, affect, variety, culture, universal, unaware, psychology, and character. And the readings, yeah, so we said no, we won't take any of the readings. And in the exam, one of the readings from the book should come in the exam. Yeah, so hopefully one of the readings from the book, because in the previous exam, it was a reading that came outside of the book. Yeah, but hopefully for this one, it should be from within the book. Getting meaning from context. Okay, this sometimes you don't understand the word. You can try to use the other words around it to help you understand the meaning. Then we looked at the next set of words on the page 35, advertising, consider, dependable, encourage, environment, establish, notice, and service. And then this critical thinking strategy, yeah, is something that will help you. Yeah, so Muhammad Manahi, Abdulaziz, yeah, this is something that will help you, where you're not reading your words, but you're restating it. And when you restate, yeah, when you summarize, normally whenever you talk about a summary is always shorter than the original. Yeah, you hardly ever find a summary which is longer than the original piece. Yeah, so restating or summarizing your CA project. Then we looked at the vocabulary skill suffixes, in particular looking at the two suffixes FUL and AL. And we said that these change our nouns into adjectives. So our noun color, if we add the suffix FUL, it'll change to colorful, which is an adjective. Again, our noun experiment, or no, again, but likewise, our noun experiment, if we add an AL, it'll change into an adjective, experimental. Okay, then we're looking at brainstorming. So before you write anything, it's a good idea to think about what you're going to write. They've given us 3 ways that you can do this, and the most common is the first one, yeah, listing. You just make a list of all the ideas that you might want to talk about. The second one is doing a map, yeah, making an idea map, or making a web chart. Is it called a web chart? A web diagram. Yeah, a web diagram. And you write the topic in the middle and all the ideas on the outside, yeah, which is the same as the first one, really. The last one, which no one really does this, yeah, but you can do this, is you write full sentences. But the problem with that is you might lose track, yeah, or you might go off topic. Yeah, so the first 2 are the best, either listing or using a web design, what do I call it? A web diagram.
Doctor,
Yes.
can I mention information that is not in my project?
Yeah, if it's about the same idea, yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, so maybe your idea is skills. Yeah, let's talk about skills again. You have your 3 sentences there. You might cover the 3 sentences in 10 seconds, maybe. Yeah, you might say, for example, yeah, and so you might want to add something extra. Yeah, so you say, for example, yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I want to ask about that. Can I make an example like that?
Yeah, you can with the presentation. You don't have to use your document at all. If you want, you can bring a new presentation, but it has to be about the same ideas.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it has to be about the same ideas and the same topic. Yeah, so you're still talking about what's our topic? Role models? No, your ideal job. So you're talking about your ideal job and the same ideas that you mentioned. Yeah, but this what you bring can be anything. Yeah, what you mention can be anything that you want.
If I said the same sentences, but I change it a little bit, is it all right or no?
You mean read the sentences but change some words?
Not read it, like explain it, but change a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. If you're explaining, as long as you're explaining, then it's fine. Yeah, the only problem is when you start reading.
Okay.
Yeah, and you can use. So it's up to you. You can either use some of the sentences there, yeah. So you can actually say some of the phrases that are there, or you can bring a new idea. You can use examples. Okay, if I'm talking now, for example, here it says in academic writing, use the future with will for predictions about the future and to express what experts predict. So now this is my presentation. I've written down the sentence in my presentation. So I can say, when we're writing, instead of saying in academic writing, I say when we're writing, we can use the future of will for predictions. So I've used this section here.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm not going to read the whole sentence. Yeah. I'm saying when we're writing, we can use the future of will in predictions. Yeah. Or when we're talking about predictions. And then I can even give an example. For example, yeah. So imagine this was my sentence in the thing. Now I can bring an example. And whichever example that you want to bring, that's fine. Yeah, is that clear, everyone? Yeah, so you can use sections, you can use phrases from your reading, from your writing, but don't read. So don't come to the thing and just say in academic writing, use the future with will for predictions about the future to express what experts predict. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, you want to try to speak naturally. Is that clear, everyone?
Yes, Doctor, can I ask about the sentence? There is some student who wanted to know if they wrote different or random sentence, but I think the topic is ideal. It's okay if they connect with the words with and the topic, but the sentence is not. It's like random, not like in the one. It's different for the two. The second sentence. It's okay. Like Waslis Bay.
Like what, sorry?
Like the project for the Waslis Bay.
Like the project for the what, sorry?
Waslis Bay.
What is explaining? I don't know what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like the project for what, sorry?
In the project.
Uh-huh.
I think for the topic, I think it's ideal, and the words it's good. But in that sentence, when he wrote the sentence, he put the difference between the sentence. It's okay for that.
Can you give me an example? I'm not quite sure what you're trying to say.
I think like a project for Wasl Bay. For example,
me وصل.
But I don't understand. What's the issue? What's the problem?
What was the project? He sent it to you. He say he will reply it or not.
He will. One second. I don't quite get what you get. 1 second. Let me try to find what's this project is. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that. Yes, what were you saying, who was it? Abdurrahman Salama? Abdulaziz, yes, Abdullah. What were you saying about Wasal's thing?
Project. He's a project.
Uh-huh.
He asked you if he have some rhymes or not, and he don't know. He wanted to know about the sentence, what he wrote.
No, his is fine. Wasal's project is fine.
Oh, he just asking me to ask. I don't know. Just
is that what it was? He's asking you to ask. No,
yeah.
his project is fine. Actually, no, it's not fine. All right.
Because he think he should to reply it again and send it.
Yeah, okay, you can change it. Yeah, Wasal, you can change yours and you can send it.
But
yeah, but no one in the class has got. Everyone has got 6 or above. Yeah, at least 6 or above. But as I mentioned already, majority of the class have 10. But that reminds me as well. Is Naif in the class? Naif. Oh, which Naif? There's 2 Naifs. Naif Mubarak.
Yes, doctor.
With your project, did you copy it? Did you copy from somewhere?
Sorry, I don't understand.
Did you? Can someone ask him? Did you copy the project?
مش رأيك؟
أنت نسختها من أحد أتوقع.
No. Did you copy it from another website?
يقول أنت نسختها من جوجل أو شيء يعني.
في بعض الجمل أخذتها.
He just saying some sentence, not all of them.
Okay, because I've marked yours as 0. Yeah, you have. If you want marks, you have to redo it. Yeah, nice.
يقول
نايف الدكتور
يقول درجتك 0.
يقول هو حسبها لك 0، واذا تبي تنحسب لك الدرجه زين ارجع سوي المشروع، لكن سوى بنفسك، لا تاخذ جمل من المواقع.
طيب كم مادة؟
لان اذا الدكتور درى انك ماخذ من موقع او مترجم من جوجل مباشره او لاصق بيحط 0. وترى هذا الشيء قال لنا الدكتور من اول يوم عرض علينا فكره المشروع.
طيب كم معي يوم؟
Whenever you've got about a week, yeah, you can do it in a week.
يقول لك اسبوع، سوي باسبوع يعني. in the next week he should he need to send it to you.
If he wants the marks, yeah, if he wants the marks within the next week. Yeah, so now if you want the marks,
tell me a specific day, doctor.
Give you a specific date.
But the doctor, he when to explain it the next week too, ولا?
No, he can explain it this week. He can explain it this week. That's fine, because speaking is different to the writing.
Sorry,
so by the end of November. Yeah, the end of November. 30th November.
Okay. يقول لك الدكتور آخر يوم لك 30 نوفمبر، يعني بعد 8 أيام، فاكتب المشروع بنفسك لين يوصل لين 30 نوفمبر ويرسله له هذا، أو قبل إذا خلصته قبل.
طيب إذا أرسلته له متى أشرحه؟
يقول الدكتور عادي.
You'll have your presentation will be tomorrow. Your presentation is tomorrow.
But which project you need to present?
The same one, the one he's copied. The one he's copied is fine. He can present it.
It's fine?
Yeah, he can present it because presenting is him speaking.
Okay. يقول الدكتور عادي يشرح شو اسمه البروجكت اللي أنت مسويه الحين آخر واحد عادي، لكن غير البروجكت وارسله له الأسبوع الجاي. يعني هو بيحسب لك درجة البرزنتيشن عادي، لكن البروجكت لا، لازم تغيره وترسله له مرة ثانية.
اللي هو درجة الشرح بيحسبها لو شرح.
درجة الشرح اشرح هذا اللي معك الحين اللي هو يقول نعطاك إياه 0، اشرحه عادي، لكن لك 8 أيام أغير البروجكت نفسه، غيره وارسله له مرة.
يعطيك العافية.
Doctor.
Yes, Safi.
What about with me, Doctor? The projects.
Yes.
Yeah.
I send you an email. Yes, Safi.
Okay.
Did I send you an email? I sent you an email. Yes.
I sent the email. كيف اقول له يا عيال ارسلت له الايميل البارح الساعه 11.
You sent it to me yesterday at 11 o'clock.
يقول
yes.
رد عليك، يقول اتوقع رديت عليك.
لا.
No, I haven't. If he sent me yesterday, I haven't replied. Okay, your new project. Okay, I've seen it. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'll check it. I'll check your new project then.
Okay.
Okay, we're on page 44. Yeah, so if everyone go to page 44, or unit, so it's unit 2, page 44, the second book 2. We're looking at the future of will, or the future with will. Yeah, or using of will with will. Same. You're looking at the future of will. Would someone like to read this?
Can I, Doctor?
Yeah, go ahead.
In academic writing, use the future with will for predictions about the future and express what explains the predict. The designer will
establish
a second office in a new location. There will be a survey asking about the best color for the new library.
Okay, stop there, Mathana. So here we're looking at the future will, using will in the future. And they told us that we use will if we're making a prediction. We're talking about something that's going to happen in the future, but we're making a prediction. Yeah, we think something that we think will happen. So if it's something in the future and we think it's going to happen, we can use the word will. Okay, the designer will establish, and our structure will be our subject plus our word will plus our verb, the base form of the verb, or you can call it verb 1. So this is the structure. We have our subject plus will plus our base form of the verb. Would someone like to read? Karen, reading?
Can I read, Doctor?
Fahad, go ahead.
Wait. Note: you can soften a prediction by using probably. You can also use may instead of the future with will. The designer will be probably establish a second office in a new location. The designer may establish a second office in a new location.
Okay, just stop there, Fahad. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you. So here we're looking at, again, so you're making a prediction, but if we want to soften our prediction, we want to, so again, we're saying this will happen in the future. We think this will happen, but we want to make it soft. We don't want to, it's not such a strong prediction. It's not strong, it's a soft prediction. We can use words like probably, with our will. So will probably, designer will probably establish, and probably will come after will. Designer will probably, not probably will, the designer will probably establish second office, or we can switch the word will with may. Instead of using will, we can use may. Again, so may will be for a prediction in the future, but it's not as strong as will. You're not, so maybe for will we can say you are 80% sure. Yeah, something like 80% sure. And with may, you may be like 60% sure. Yeah, so they're both predictions, but this one is a stronger prediction. Yeah, this one is a weaker or soft prediction. Okay, would someone like Karen reading?
Yes, me.
Yeah, go ahead, Hamid.
Use the future with a will to make a promise. I will help you in about an hour.
Okay, carry on.
Use the future with will to experience plans in more to express plans in more formal
writing. Silent W. Writing.
Next month we will just use on new colors for the kitchen. Use the future with will to experience a design made at the decision made at the moment of writing. I will go to. I will go to the meeting with you.
Okay, thank you, Hamid. So now that the main reason we use will, was for predictions. Or not the main reason, but one of the reasons we use will is for predictions. Another reason we can use will, or another time we use will, is if we're making a promise. Okay, so one was for predictions. Another reason we use will was to promise something. Or it could just be for a plan. Yeah, you're planning to do something. I will go to the supermarket. Yeah, it's a plan that you're planning to do. And this is the same as the last one. Yeah, a decision that you make at the time of the moment of writing, same as the plan. Yeah, so there's 3 times. Yeah, 3 times we'll use will. It could either be a prediction that we think something will happen in the future, or it could be a promise, or it could be a plan. Yeah, it could be one of these 3 things. Okay, would someone like to read the last bit?
Yes,
I can.
Yeah, go ahead, Wasal.
Not to use the future with the be going to expresses the decision or plans that you made previously. This form is more common in informal speaking and writing. I am going to have dinner with my cousin.
Thank you, Wasal. Jazakallah khairan. Okay, so the last thing here we're looking at is using be going to. And normally our phrase be going to can replace the will. Yeah, and when is this the case? When our will is talking about a decision or a plan. Yeah, so when it could be any of these 2. Yeah, so instead of saying I will help you, I am going to help you. Or and the meaning will be the same. Yeah, the meaning should be will be similar. Next month we will decide on new colors. Next month we are going to decide. Yeah, so our be going to will replace our will. The only difference for predictions, if we say the designer is going to establish, it's not normally a prediction. Yeah, so it'll change from a prediction to a fact. Yeah, so that's the only difference. But it can, in all cases, our sentence be going to, our phrase be going to, can replace will. Yeah, so if you have will in a sentence, you can replace it with be going to. Yeah, and our be can either be is or am or are. Yeah, so for example, the first one, the designer will establish. If we change it to be going to, what will we say? The designer
is going.
Is going to. Yeah, is going to establish. What about the next one? There will be a survey.
Are gonna or are going.
Huh?
I think
What is
are
it?
going.
Is it are going to be? There are going to be a survey.
No, we can't. Oh, we can't say going.
Huh? Why? We can say going to.
Why? This is a presentation.
No, but we can switch will with be going to all the time. Whenever you have will, you can switch it with be going to, but the meaning may slightly change. Yeah, we can switch it, but the meaning will change slightly. Yeah, like the first one, the designer will establish. The designer is going to establish. Does anyone know how we can say in this one? There will be. How do we change it to be going to?
That means we will say the survey are going.
There are going to be a survey.
No,
Yeah, does everyone agree?
No, I think we changed that survey.
Is it there? There are going to be a survey.
No, I think the survey are going to.
Ah, you're changing the sentence. The survey are going to. No, let's keep the sentence the same. They're going to be. What's wrong about this? There's one thing that needs to change. There's only one thing that needs to change.
Maybe they are. They are.
Okay,
going.
change it to what?
Without be.
Huh? No, why without be? The be is here.
No, I mean there. We will change it to they. They are going.
What? Over here we have what? A survey. A survey is what? Is it singular or plural?
Singular.
Singular. So what should we say?
There is going.
There is going to be. Yeah, there is going to be a survey. So it all depends on what comes after it. If it was the plural, let's say if it was surveys, then we say there are going to be surveys. Is that clear? Yeah, so depending on what we have. If it's singular, we'll say there is. If it's plural, they are. Okay, is going to. May. Okay, what about this one? I will help you. How can we change the will?
I'm going to.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna help you. Yeah, but I am going to. I am going to, or I'm gonna. What about this one? We will decide.
We are going to decide.
We are going to decide. Excellent. Well done. Okay, let's see if we can complete some of these. It says complete the paragraph with the future with will. Yeah, so they've given us a full paragraph here. They've given us a piece of writing with paragraphs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraphs. And they've got words which are missing, and they want us to use the future with will. So every year, the biggest paint companies introduce the newest color of the year. Last week, companies announced their new colors. The designers are very excited about them. These wonderful new paints, what can we say? Let's answer the first one together.
Will be.
Or is it clear? Shall we just take all the answers as a class? Do you need time to do this by yourself, or just do it as a class?
As a class.
As a class? Okay, so the first one will be. Hamad, have you got an answer for the second one? Just raise your hands, please. Yeah, raise your hands then. Or is your hand raised from before? Mohammed?
This color will encourage.
Will encourage. Good. Yeah, this is straightforward, really. It's adding will. Will plus our verb. Yeah, so will followed by the base form. Abdulaziz?
Will use.
Designers will use this color, silver and white. It, Abdullah Abdulaziz.
It is also will.
It is also
will, I think.
And then our verb go.
Yeah. No, I think it will also no.
Huh? It will.
It will also go well.
It will also go well with warm browns. Does everyone agree? It will also go.
Or it is also will going. Will go.
Yeah, which one? Everyone else? It is also will go.
It's going to.
No, we're not using going to. No, we're using the word will. Yeah, so what do we say? It is also will go well with warm browns, or shall we say what he said the first time? The first time. It will also go.
This correct.
Yeah, this is the correct one. Excellent. Yeah, so this it will. Muhammad Talal is the one I want to present today. It will also go. Yeah, it will also go. So you'll see that some words will come between the will and the verb. Okay, and we've already seen that with probably. Yeah, another word which is similar is also. Yeah, so also will go between our verb will and our main verb in the sentence. It will also go well with warm browns. Abdullah Nasir?
Will probably be.
Will probably be. Good. Will probably be a big hit. Abdullah Muhammad? Abdullah Muhammad?
Will love.
Will love. Yeah, this one's straightforward. Go ahead, Faisal.
Will enjoy.
Will enjoy. Yeah, combining with natural colors. Mishali?
Will bring.
Will bring. Rakan?
Will number 9 use.
Okay, so will likely use.
Yes.
Okay, so again, so they've given us 3 words here that come between the will and our verb. Yeah, so also, will also go, will probably be, and will likely use. Okay, so this will come between our will and the verb. Muhammad Rashid?
Will have, Doctor.
Have, and Umar, the last one?
Will over.
Will offer. Yeah, and that was straightforward.
So we can't say however between them, I think.
Sorry?
However. We can't say however between them. Will, however.
Will, however. Will, however, go. Not really. Wait, give me a sentence. Let me garden pool. This color will, however, encourage. Yeah. Also, however can come between the sockets. Yeah, so you can also use however between. Yeah, so for example, this color will, however, encourage comfort and simple designs. Yeah, so you can use however in between them.
Doctor.
Yes.
When use word may.
When you use the word what? Sorry.
When use word may picture.
The word.
May.
The word what? Sorry.
May or
may.
Oh, may. Ah. We'll use may to make it. So this is for prediction. When you think that something will happen, yeah, you think something will happen, you can use may instead of will. Yeah. Because may, like will, yeah, will we use it? We can use it in different places. Yeah, will you can use it as a prediction. When you think something will happen in the future, you can also use it to make for plans. Yeah? We can combine both of these, promise and then plan, put them as one, yeah, as a plan. So either as a prediction or a plan. And also may has more than one use. Yeah, so we can use may as a prediction as well, but we can use may as when you're not sure. Yeah, so for example, not that you're not sure, when you're giving, when you're undecided. If someone's undecided, they can also use may. Yeah, so may again itself has more than one use. But we'll switch will with may. Yeah, the time you can switch will with may is if it's a prediction, if it's something in the future that you think might happen. And you can tell by the context, you can tell by the meaning. Yeah, if the meaning is still the same, then that means it's correct. You can switch it. If the meaning is different, the meaning changes, that means you can't.
Yes, I know that.
Yeah. So for example, over here, if we look at this one, I will help you. If we change the will here to may, I may help you. It changes the meaning. The meaning is not the same anymore.
Yeah,
like thinking.
But when I asking, it's I think it's fit. May I help you? Like.
Yeah, so you can use may in the question.
Yeah.
May I help you? Okay, let's start the first paragraph. Okay, let's look at this. You may have to take a bit of time to do this by yourself. Then it says activity B. It says look at the first paragraph. Yeah, just the first paragraph. This one every year up to where it says next year. So this first paragraph. It says find the verbs. Complete the chart with the verbs from the paragraph and the reason each verb form was used. Okay, because remember, there's a different reason, or there's reasons why we use each verb. Okay, so the simple present, the simple past, and the future with will. Yeah, and even the future with will, there's more than one reason. Okay, so they're asking, what is the reason they've used these verbs? So the first thing you do is you read the paragraph, and you just underline any verb, any verbs that you find here. You're looking for three things: either the present, simple present, or you're looking for the simple past. You're looking for the simple past, or you're looking for the future using will. Yes, let's go through this paragraph and try to find three verbs.
صافي المايك.
Yeah, have you all done that? Have you all gone through this paragraph?
Yes, maybe. I got it.
Okay, so what's our verbs? We were looking for a simple present, simple past, and the future with will. The simple present they've given to us, introduce. Where's introduce?
In the one line. In the first line.
In the first line. Okay, so here's introduce. Every year, the biggest paint companies introduce. Here we have what? The simple present, yes?
A simple present.
Simple present. Okay, where is our simple past? Muhammad, do you know where the simple past is? Muhammad Nahi?
My answer.
Okay, go ahead, Faisal.
Last week.
Okay, last week. Where's our verb? We're looking for the verb.
Combines.
Companies, is that our verb?
No.
No, doctor.
I think
Announced. Yeah, announced.
Sorry, my mic was muted and I didn't.
Okay, no worries. And this is our what? Simple what?
Simple past.
Simple past. Yeah. And then the last one that they want us to look for is the future using will. Yeah, the future using will. Izzuddin?
Next year.
Okay, next year. Where's our verb? We're looking for the verb.
Will be.
Will be. Okay. Yeah, so we have our verb will be. And this is our future. So that's the first column done. Yeah, I'll introduce, and our simple past was announced, and our future with will is will be. Okay, what's the reason? Can anyone tell us the reason? Why do we use that? Why do we use simple present?
Can I in the first one?
Go ahead.
You want the reason about grammar or what?
Yeah, there's the reason why we use simple present. Why do we use simple present?
Because every year.
Because it's happening here every year. Good. Yeah, so in this, so not just the grammar, sorry, in the sentence as well. Yeah, so why in the sentence did we use the simple present? Because it's something that's happening every year. Yeah, and we said with the simple present is something that is habitual, something that you do as a habit, yeah, or something that happens more than once, yeah, or it's like a state or a habit or routine.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so this is happening every year. It's happening. Yeah, so we use the simple present. Good. Asim, why do we use simple past for announced?
Because last week.
Because something that happened last week happened in the past. Yeah, good. Happened last week, happened in the past. Excellent. Yes, Muhammad. No, Abdullah. Sorry, Abdullah Abdullah.
I can find the verb.
Why we use the
I can find the verb.
Which verb?
Paragraph 2.
No. We're just looking at paragraph 1, not paragraph 2. Just paragraph 1. So why did we use will be in this sentence here? Why did we use will be? Why did we use the future?
Because the new pants.
Okay, new paints. Yeah, maybe. But there's something more explicit that tells us it's in the future.
Because next year.
Because it tells us next year. Yeah. So in the first sentence, we used the present simple because it's something that's happening every year. The second sentence we use the simple past because it happened last week. So it's something in the past, yeah? Last week in the past. And the third sentence we used will be because it's something that's going to happen next year. Yeah, is that clear, everyone?
Yes. Yes, doctor.
What's on the next page? Does anyone know anything on the next page? Page 46.
We have exercise at C and for the will.
Okay, exercise C, what does it say? Answer the question about your city. Okay, I'll leave this for you to do by yourself. Yeah, again, you're using the future with will. Yeah, the same thing again, you're using will. And you'll have the same structure. So you'll have your subject plus your will plus your base form of the verb. Yeah, or your verb one.
I need to answer the questions with the future symbol.
With the future of will, yeah. So how will your city look? It will, yeah, or my city will. Yeah, or
right now?
You can say Riyadh. No, not now, not now. This is to do by yourself. Yeah, okay, and do we change? Are we adding S if it's he, she, or it?
No, because it's verb in base form.
Yeah.
It's just the base form. Good. Yeah, we're not adding any S. The only time we add the S was the present simple. The present simple is the only time we add S. Okay, let's go to unit 3. We're looking at social psychology. What is he doing here? Is he doing a bottle flip? Or just throwing out a bottle? Huh?
It's like it's like destroyed the future.
Did we finish 2 units already?
We finished 2 units already, yes. This is his waste, his littering. He's littering.
Doctor, 5 units for each box or just 3?
5 units. 5 units from the reading and writing. Why are you saying 3? Who said 3?
No, I just thought the time. It's like.
No. We have to complete the 5 units. The main thing for this exam will be the reading and writing. Yeah, the main thing will be the reading and writing book. So you complete 5 units from this.
Oh,
and
listening and speaking, not with us in the exam.
It's not as important. Yeah, it's not as important as reading and writing. Yeah, so we'll go through this, and then we'll go through the listening and speaking quickly as well. As you can see, it's not much anyway. It's not that hard. Yeah, but about littering as well. One thing I've seen a lot is and as Muslims really we shouldn't be littering. Yeah, we have alhamdulillah, Allah has given us bins around on the streets around your house. Yeah, so use the bins that Allah has given. Yeah, because sometimes you'll see like someone comes out of the masjid, for example. Yeah, the masjid gives them free water. They drink the bottle of water and then they throw it on the floor. And the bin is just there. The bin is like maybe 5 steps away from them. Yeah, so just use the bin and don't litter on the floor. Yeah, because we, as Muslims, we want to be the best person possible. Yeah, the best person in everything possible. Our next, so here, unit 3, we're looking at what does it mean to be polite. We have 2 questions here. Describe a time when someone was rude to you. What happened and what did you do? And the second thing is saying, look at the photo. What is the man doing? What do you think of his behavior? Would anyone like to answer these?
Yes. Can I?
Okay, go ahead, Abdullah.
I wanted to answer the topic.
You always want, even last time you wanted to answer the topic, yes?
Yeah, I think it's good question.
What does it mean to? It's similar to this, though, isn't it?
Maybe.
It's a bit similar to when someone's rude. Okay, it's the opposite. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, what does it mean when someone's polite?
I think it's mean to respect everything, respect the rules, respect all things. I think I think respected good choice for the products.
Okay, so polite. You're linking polite with being respectful. Yeah, respect and polite.
Yeah.
Okay, good, nice. So someone who respects everything around them is someone who is polite. Does anyone want to answer any of the other two questions?
Yes, can I answer number 2, Doctor?
Go ahead, Faisal.
The picture is for man drop the bottle, flip the bottle. I think it's dirty acted.
It's what? Sorry, dirty.
Dirty acted.
A dirty. Using attitude.
I think.
Yeah, a bad attitude. Yeah. Okay. Good. Anyone else? No. What about bottle flip? You all know bottle flip, yeah?
Yeah, it's like throw and he stands.
You flip the bottle so it lands on the base again.
Yeah.
Is it still a thing? Do still people do it? Do people still do it?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah, there's some people do. Like
Not some, a lot. Really a lot.
A lot, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think before that there was something. Just recently, I've seen there's something else that started trending as well. The big balloon thing. There's people have these really big balloons.
Yeah.
I don't know what's it called. A wobble or something. What's it called?
Balloon.
No, it's like a stretchy balloon that they fill with water, I think. And then they swing it and smack it on the ground.
Yeah, I know.
What's it called? There's a name for it. I don't know what it is.
I don't know either.
Yeah, so all these things are trending. I remember seeing quite a few videos of bottle flips. And also another thing though, using plastics. We need to cut down on plastics. It's a very, very dangerous to the environment. I think just the other day in the UK, so the United Kingdom, the UK, I think they want to ban the use of plastics. The plastic plates, plastic cups.
Yeah.
They think
Actually, Starbucks starts that.
Starbucks started that, yeah.
Yeah. They changed the plastic sticks.
To what? What is it now? Card?
The thing that.
Oh, is it a plastic? What? A stick? What's a stick? You mean the straws? To change the straws?
Maybe the thing that you drink with it.
Yeah, straw. It's called a straw.
Okay.
They changed it to what? What is it now?
Plastic to I think a strong paper or something like that.
Yeah, like maybe some sort of card.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, because even just recently there was I don't know how many countries, but the leaders of these countries, maybe like 20 countries, they came together in the UK, in Scotland, and they were discussing environmental issues. But it's all talk. It's all we'll do this, but no one does anything. It's all just talk.
Yeah, because I think it's hard to stop it.
It's difficult. It's very hard. Very hard to stop.
You can't change the people, I guess.
Yeah, because it's a business as well, isn't it? It's not just so all of these things, all of these issues like plastics, the use of gas, the use of coal, using fossil fuels. You can't stuff like this is not. It's not easy to, because we're so used to using these things. It's not easy for us to stop. Like imagine now you told everyone in Saudi Arabia you can't use the AC.
Yeah, it will.
What's going to happen?
And also, it will affect badly in the
economy as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I go. Okay, let's go to the next page, page 52. We have 8 words here. We have the words awkward, manners, appropriately, behavior, respect, firmly, make a good impression, and gesture. Okay, so you just look at the meanings down here and you're connecting the words with the correct meanings. Yeah, I'll give you, shall we do it as a class or shall I give you time to do it by yourself?
I think give us the time.
Yeah, time.
Okay, so you have about 5 minutes. Try to answer this by yourself. Okay, have you all finished that? Yeah, have you all finished?
Yeah, I finished.
Okay, let's. All right, let's take the answers. Faisal Saleh. Faisal Saleh. Faisal, are you there? No. Mansoor.
Yes.
Have you
Can you
gone
hear
out?
me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
First one, make a good impress.
First one is what? Sorry.
Make a good impress.
This one, A, polite behavior towards someone or something.
Yes.
Yeah, does everyone agree? Make a good first impression.
No.
No.
I don't agree.
No, maybe manage.
No, doctor.
I think A is in number 5.
I think respect.
2. It's manners.
Okay, so some of you think it's not, some of you think it's manners, and some of you think it's respect. Okay, let's take another one and we'll see. Yeah, but it's not. It can't make a good impression. It's not. It's definitely not make a good impression.
I think respect.
Okay, you think it's respect.
Because manners used like not like you think it's an important. In sentence 2, he said
okay, so it could be the same thing, but manners are not important. Yeah, it's not something that you think is important. Sorry. Yeah.
Yes,
okay, possibly.
It's not fit with. I don't know.
Okay, we'll see. When you get to the next one, we'll see. Hatim.
Yeah.
Have you got an answer?
H.
Yeah.
Number 4.
H is number 4. And movement of the hand or the head to express something. Behavior. Yeah, does everyone agree?
What?
Number 4 is behavior. Number H is behavior.
Yeah, I guess.
The movement of the hand or head to express something. Yeah, okay. Abdullah Nasir.
D, number 7.
D is number 7. Suitable or right? Suitable or right for a particular situation. Yeah, make a good impression, everyone. You're saying G, yeah, G. You said G. What did you say? You said G or D?
D, number 7.
D. Okay, D, make a good impression. Does everyone agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, making a good impression is to produce a good effect. Okay, yeah. Is the Dean?
F is number 4.
F is number 4. Ways of acting that are considered polite in your society. Yeah, does everyone agree? F. But we already used number 4 here, though. Or is that not correct?
Yeah.
There's a lot of words here which are very similar. Huh? Okay, let's move on. Let's see. Okay, so we've written behavior here. We've also written here. Walid.
It's false.
H is what? Okay, Walid.
Yes, doctor.
Have you got any answer?
C, number 1.
C is number 1. What is number 1? Awkward.
Awkward.
Not comfortable or embarrassing. Yeah, does everyone agree?
Yeah, yes, I agree.
Yeah. Agree.
Awkward. Yeah, okay. Awkward. Everyone agrees. Not comfortable, embarrassing. Fayhan?
Yes, Doctor. E, number 6.
You're saying E is number 6.
Yes.
Firmly. Does everyone agree? E is number 6?
Yes. Yes, I agree.
Firmly. All right. Murad?
Yes. B, number 8.
You're saying B is number 8. The way you act or behave is a gesture. Does everyone agree?
No, I disagree.
No.
What?
Manners. I guess
Huh?
manners. I guess manners.
Ah, okay. So you're putting manners as B.
Yeah.
B, number 4. Behavior.
Oh, okay. So maybe it could be manners, could be behavior.
But we already pick 2 sentences.
Behavior we done in 3 already, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, so which one are these 3? Let's choose. Which one is it? Do we think it's gestures? Well, okay, gestures. Do you think it's a gesture?
I think behavior it's F, and manners it's B.
I think gesture is H. It's the last one.
Yeah, gesture. Should we say gesture is the last one?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone agree? Gesture is the last one?
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, gesture is to move your
Yes.
hand or head. Yeah, that's correct. Gesture is movement of your hand. Correct. Okay, so the thing we have left is manners and behavior.
Yeah, manners number B and behavior F.
I think manners.
So we'll say manners is not A. Yeah, manners is definitely not A.
Because behavior it's something in your society and culture, like what Tarif said.
Yeah, they're very similar. The 2 here are very similar. What has everyone else got? Everyone's got the same as well. You put B as behavior, B as manners, and F as behavior. Everyone else?
Doctor, I think F, respect.
Oh, you think F is respect? No, respect we already said. Respect is A.
No,
F. Right behavior towards someone or something you think is important.
Manners.
So to a person, someone that you think is important.
F, manners, and
F, manners.
B, behavior.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So it could be the other way around. Yeah. So F is our manners. Yeah, Muhammad. F is the manners, and B is our behavior.
That's not my answer, but
sorry.
That's not my answer, but okay.
No, you said the opposite. You said B was manners and F was behavior.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's the opposite. It's B is behavior and F is manners. But again, the 2 words are very, very similar. Yeah, the way you behave or the manners that you have. But the reason this is manners, because it's the way of acting. It's a way of acting, whereas behavior is the way you act. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So a manner or a mannerism are the possible ways you can act. But behavior is a thing that you do. Behavior is a thing you do. I don't know if that makes sense. But again, the 2 words are very, very similar. So whether you put that as manners and this one's behavior is possible. You could do both. But maybe the other difference here could be here behavior is singular. Yeah, or is treated as a singular. And here manners treated as a plural. Okay, what's our last one? Eid.
Appropriately.
Appropriately. Yeah, good. Appropriately is our last one. What's wrong? Oh, behavior, the spelling. Yeah, okay, we spelled it as American spelling. Okay, let's move on. Yeah, again, we won't take any of the readings, yeah, but one of them should come in the exam. What is this reading? Being from culture to culture. Okay, what do we have next? Categorizing. Okay, then we have a reading skill. Can everyone just go to page 57, please? We have a reading skill. We're looking at identifying supporting details. Would someone like to read this?
Can I read it?
Who's saying can I?
Classes.
Okay, go ahead.
Reading skill. A well written article includes details that support the main idea. Details can be faced, reason, or when we add an S to the end of a word, the word stays the same, but you just add the S sound. So, for example, this word include, the word without the S as well, include. Yeah. So just add the S sound, includes. We don't add an extra vowel, not includes. Includes. Yeah, same with fact. The word is fact. Now just add the S, facts. Yeah, facts. Yeah. Reasons or examples. Identifying supporting details will help you understand the main ideas for article. Main idea. Sorry? Yeah, okay, go on, carry on. Main idea. The main idea. Bogging as bowing is a form of greeting in many countries. Facts, something you know it's true. Bogging is the traditional greeting in East Asia. Okay, would someone else like to carry on? No? Okay, go on, carry on, Abdullah. Reason the case of of something. People plural. The cause of something. Yeah, cause of something. People who low in grading older people because it's a thing of the respect. Example, something that shows that something is like in very formula to the forehead something sometime touches the floor. Okay, yeah, just stop there, please, Abdullah. Jazakallah khairan, thank you. So here we have supporting details. And we've already, so we know this already, what we're talking about. We're looking at our topic sentence. Here we have our topic sentence in the sentence, in our paragraph, sorry. And then after that, we'll have our supporting sentences. Now, these supporting sentences, we already know that they will be talking about the same topic. Okay, so we have our idea, and all of these are talking about that same idea. But what are they doing? What are we mentioning when we have these supporting sentences? They could be either one of these three things.
It could either be a fact, yeah, or there's a fourth as well. Yeah, but there are three things here so far. They either could be a fact, or a reason, or an example. So we have our topic sentence with our main idea. Now we're supporting these, we're supporting this idea, we're supporting this sentence with either a fact, something which is generally true, or it could be a reason why something happens, or it could be an example. And they've given an example here. Our main idea, or our topic sentence is bowing is a form of greeting in many countries. That's our topic sentence. Our first sentence in the paragraph is bowing is a form of greeting in many countries. Now, our supporting sentences will have the same idea, but it could be either a fact. For example, bowing is traditional greeting in East Asia. This is a fact. We can also come with a reason. People bow low when greeting older people. Yeah, so that's why it's a form of greeting, because it's a sign of respect. Or we could come with an example. Yeah, bowing is a form of greeting in many countries. In a formal bow, the forehead sometimes touches the floor. Yeah, so it could be any of these. Your supporting sentence could be any of these. Could be a fact, could be a reason, or it could be an example. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes, Dr.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the vocabulary, the next set of vocabulary. We have the words advice, custom, interrupt, to take part in, informal, traditional, avoid, and typical. Yeah, and so far you've only been given 8 words per set of vocab. So you've got less vocabulary to learn this time around. Shall we take these answers? Shall we take the questions together then? It says, my uncle gave me some good advice about starting a business. Advice is what? Is that money that someone gives you? Or is it a proverb, famous quotes? Or is it words that help someone decide what to do?
Words that help
someone
decide to do.
Decide what to do.
Someone decide what to do. Excellent. Okay, custom. Who would like to answer this?
Me.
Hamid, go ahead.
Yes. Custom, I think a way of doing things.
A custom is a way of doing things. Yeah, everyone agrees?
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, the next one. You go ahead, Mohammed.
It's rude to interrupt someone when they. I think A, make someone stop talking.
To make someone stop talking. Yeah. Does everyone agree? Yeah. Interrupt is to stop someone while they're talking.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Yes.
It doesn't have to always be talking. Yeah, but in this particular sentence, we're talking about.
Yeah, maybe interrupting them about doing something.
Yeah, maybe someone's writing something and you interrupted them. Okay, the next one, Abdullah Khahtani. You want to answer it?
Number 4.
So I want to take part in the meeting about the neighborhood school. I think it's going to be very interesting. C, act. Yeah, does everyone agree?
B.
I don't.
B,
join. Okay, you want to join or participate in. Murad?
Yes. I think A, number 5.
Okay, classes at many universities are informal. Students can bring food to the class and ask questions whenever they want. So you think it's A? Yeah, does everyone agree?
No.
A class being informal means it's lengthy.
Maybe B?
No, I think B.
B, relaxed. Yeah. Why? How do you know it's relaxed? Because they're allowed to bring food. Yeah, and they can ask whenever they want. Mohammed Harbi.
Number 6, it is traditional in some countries to wear a white dress for the wedding. Traditional wears to, I think, C, ways of doing things that have excited for a long time.
They have existed for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. So traditional is something that has been happening for a long time. Something that a group of people do. Yeah, it could be a country, could be a city. Abdulaziz.
Number 7. I think A.
To try to avoid talking is to choose not to talk. Yeah, does everyone agree? To avoid something is to choose not to do something.
Yes, doctor.
Talal, you want to answer the last one, Talal? No?
I want to answer, Doctor.
Wasal, go ahead, Wasal.
I think C, number 8.
On a typical, you're saying usual. Typical is usual, yes?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So typical is a usual day. Those are the answers then. Yes, the answers were 1C, 2A, 3A, 4B, 5B, 6C, 7A, and 8C. Again, we'll skip reading 2. Who's that? Is that one of you guys? One of you look like this, no? Okay, on page 64, we're looking at prefixes. So previously we looked at suffixes, now we're looking at prefixes. Okay, would someone like to read this? Prefixes. Who's saying can I?
Abdullah Qahtani.
Abdullah Qahtani? Okay, go ahead, Abdullah.
A prefix is a group of letters at the beginning of a word. Adding a prefix to a word changes it is meaning.
Changes.
It is meaning. Understanding prefix will help you increase your vocabulary. The prefix in, and on mean not and are added to adjectives.
Adjectives. Okay, just stop there. Abdullah, Jazakallah khairah. Thank you. We're now looking at prefixes, and what they're telling us here, prefix is something that we add to the beginning of a word, to the start of a word. Yeah, so we have our word, let's say happy. We have our word happy. Did we do prefixes last semester? Not last semester, before, for the midterm? Or no?
In the exam?
Not in the exam, but while you were studying, did you look at this prefixes?
Yeah.
We did, isn't it? We looked at it, I thought. So we'll say unhappy.
Yeah, like unfun, we can't say it. I know.
Like unfun, we can't. That came in the book, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So unhappy. Yeah. So our word was happy. at the start of this word or the beginning of this word, we'll add our prefix un. Yeah, so this letter or group of letters, they came now at the start or the beginning of this word. And it changes the meaning. Yeah, so our meaning was one thing before, and now it's changed the meaning. Yeah, with suffixes, we said it changes the form of the word. Yeah, the meaning of the word still stays the same. Yeah, the meaning will still be the same, but it just changes the form. Could be now a verb, it then change to a noun, change to adjective, but the meaning is still the same. Whereas the prefix will change the meaning. A prefix will do something to the meaning of the word. They've given us 3 here: in, im, and un. And they've told us that all of them mean not. They all mean not. And where do we, with what words do we use this? We use these with adjectives. Okay, so we'll use in, im, and un with adjectives, and they all have the same meaning of not. Okay, would someone like to read this? The next part?
Can I, Doctor?
Yeah, go ahead.
There are no rules for when to use in or on. You need to learn these words or use the dictionary to help you. Informal, not formal. Invisible, not visible. Unable, not able. Unusual, not usual. Is added to an adjective that starts with M or P. What is it?
Yeah, sorry, carry on. Immature. Oh, you're asking what is it? Immature. Immature.
Immature, not mature. Impolite, impolite, not polite.
Okay, thank you, Bashar. So using these, yeah, so we know they all mean not. All 3 of them mean not. In, im, and un. Okay, so if they all mean not, we need to know when to use them. Yeah, we can't use all of them. Yeah, so some will use in with some adjectives, some adjectives. We'll use un with some other adjectives, and we'll use im with other adjectives. When do we use these? There's no exact rule for this. Yeah, there's no rule for this. Most of it is based on memory. You have to memorize the word like that. Yeah, so most of it is based on what the people used, and that's what stayed. Yeah, there's no rule for it. It was based on what people used. So for example, so with words like formal, we'll use in. Yeah, we don't say un, we'll say informal. With able, we'll say unable. So you just memorize the word like that, or you can use a dictionary. Yeah, either you've memorized the word like that, or if you're not sure, you'll go back to the dictionary to find out what it is. Yeah, visible, we'll use in, and usual, we'll use un. But with im or im, there's a rule, but again, there's words that will not follow this rule. Yeah, so this rule again is a general rule, but it's not for every single adjective. But generally, if a word starts with m, or an adjective, if an adjective starts with m, or the adjective starts with p, we'll use im. So our word mature, we say immature. Our word polite, we say impolite. Yeah. So this is we have a rule here, but again, it's not in all cases. Yeah, it's not in all cases. Is that clear?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Use this with all of adjectives or no?
Not with all adjectives, because as we just said, Abdullah mentioned, like fun, for example. The word fun, we can't. Here we don't say any of these. We don't say in, we don't say un, we don't say im. We just say not. Yeah, so it's not with all adjectives. But with generally with majority of the adjectives, yes. But which one do you use? If it's MOP, then most likely you say im. But otherwise, you will have to use a dictionary to find out. Okay, so let's go down to this activity here. Activity A says add the correct prefix to each word. The first one is done. Appropriate. They've told us it's inappropriate. Yeah, I feel like we've done this already. This same activity.
Yeah, I think we did same activity like that. We did
with the same three columns. Yeah, the same table.
I don't know, but I'm sure it's there.
Or maybe only maybe only did nothing else. We only did yes. Okay, we only did not in. Yeah, but okay. So as one of you asked, yeah, it doesn't hold for all adjectives. Yeah, so generally, if you want to say something is not, yeah, you use in or im or un. Yeah, but not for all adjectives. So let's go down to this table, and let's go through each word. Do we say in, im, or un to mean not? Okay, Abdurrahman Sulaiman, you want to answer?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Formal, informal.
Formal, informal. Okay. You'll write the word down here, yes? You're going to be writing the words down here. Yeah, so
yes.
Informal. Informal. Okay. Fayhan?
Yes, Doctor. Imperfect.
Sorry?
Imperfect.
Imperfect. With an IM, yes?
Yes, Doctor.
Okay, yeah, so imperfect. Good. Izzuddin?
Inexpensive.
Inexpensive. IN?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you carry on writing the words down here. I'll just write it at the top here. Yeah, so we're saying inexpensive. Abdurrahman Sulaiman? No? Yeah, go ahead, Abdurrahman.
I'm answered, Doctor.
Oh, you already answered. Abdullah Nasir?
Clear with un.
Unclear, good. Ibrahim?
Impossible.
Impossible. Okay. Abdulaziz.
Informal.
Formal is done. Informal.
Invisible.
In what, sorry?
Invisible.
Where's visible? It's not visible to me. The word is not visible to me. Where is the word? Is it here? Can anyone see? Where's visible?
Oh, non-clear.
Huh? Unclear. It's done. No, one of the other words: comfortable, common, dependable, perfect, traditional, usual. No, Anas.
يون ما ادري كيف اطبقه لكن UN usable.
For what?
Usable.
Usual, unusual. Okay. Unusual. Good. Abdulaziz Abdurrahman. Yes, no. Awesome.
No, I'm sorry.
You don't have Hatim? No. Abdul Malik, go ahead, Hatim.
Perfect. I think unperfect.
Yeah, does everyone agree? Unperfect?
I think
No.
M.
It's M.
Perfect.
Imperfect, yeah, because it starts with P. Yeah, so generally, if it starts with M or P, we'll say M. Imperfect. Abdul Malik, was Abdul Malik ready? No, go ahead, Abdul Malik. No, okay, Muhammad Munahi. You're not there as well. Abdullah Qahtani. No, where's everyone? Go ahead. The words we've got left is comfortable, common, dependable, and traditional.
And
Can I answer?
Common with un.
Okay, what did Abdullah say? Abdullah, what was the one that you said?
Can I start that?
Yeah, go ahead, Abdulaziz.
Comfortable, on.
Again, uncomfortable. Okay, the last two, dependable. What's dependable?
It's on.
I think on.
Yeah, again, undependable. Yeah. This is not that common. Then we say not dependable. And the last one, traditional.
I think
also it's on.
Also untraditional. Yeah. Okay. Well done. Do I have time to take attendance? Listen out for your numbers, please. Yeah, quickly. Okay. Okay, number one. 2.
I am here, Doctor.
3.
Doctor, excuse me.
Yes.
I can leave the meeting because
who is this?
To the Riyadh. Safi, Doctor.
Oh, number 2.
Number
okay.
2. Yes.
Yeah. 1 is here. No. 2. You said you're here. 3. You said you're here.
I
4.
can, Doctor.
Yeah, you can leave.
Thank you, Doctor.
5. 6.
I'm here, Doctor.
7. Where's everyone?
Doctor.
8.
Present, Doctor.
9.
Present, Doctor.
10. 11. 12.
Present.
13. Well, not 13, 14.
Present. 14.
15. 16. 17. 18.
Present.
19.
Present.
20. 21. 22.
Present.
23.
Present.
24. Okay, don't forget tomorrow only the first 50 students need to attend. Yeah? 25. Yeah, is here. 26.
Present.
Also here. 27.
Present.
28.
Present.
29.
Present.
30.
Present.
31.
Present.
32.
Present.
33.
Present.
34. 36. 37. 38.
Present.
39.
Present.
40. 41. 42.
Present. 42.
3 present.
44.
44 present.
45.
45 present. Doctor, and I'm present.
46.
Doctor, my
Yes.
internet is
محمد مناحي 40 دكتور حاضر.
41.
Yeah.
Doctor.
Okay, 46. You're saying
Present,
yesterday you're
present.
present. No, you,
Yes.
you were late though. You came late.
Doctor, if you attend me, then I can leave, right?
Hold on a second. Just hold on a second.
Okay.
46.
Present.
47. 48. 49. 50.
Yes, I'm here. 50.
51.
Present.
53. 55.
53 present, Doctor.
53. 55.
Present.
57.
Present.
58. 59.
Present.
60. 61.
Present.
62. 63.
Present.
64. 65.
Present, Doctor.
66.
Present.
68.
Present.
Yeah, 69. 70. 71.
Doctor 60 present, Doctor.
72. 60 is present. 72. 73. 74.
Present.
75. 76. 77. 78.
Present, Doctor.
70. Who's present?
78.
79. 80.
Present, Doctor. مهند الحسن. 79.
Munir is here. 81. 82.
Present. 81.
83. Naif, make sure your mic is working, yeah, on Wednesday. 83. 84.
Present.
85.
Present.
86. 87.
Present.
88. 89. 90.
Present.
91.
92.
Present.
92. 94.
92, Doctor. Present.
Present.
95.
Present, Doctor.
96. 97.
Present, Doctor.
98.
Present, Doctor.
99.
Doctor 86.
Okay, 99. 100.
I am here, Doctor.
101 is here. Okay, if I've marked you present, you can leave. 99 Mishari. Don't forget tomorrow, yeah? Students 1 to 50 need to attend.
Doctor.
89 Maris. 88 Saad. 86 Muhammad. 80 Muhammad.
86.
83 Hamad. 80 Munir.
Yes, present.
Yeah. 77 Abdullah. He was here as well, no?
Yes, here.
76 Mishari. 75 Abdullah. 73 Hisham. 72 Turkey. 49 Faris is here as well, no? 48 Abdullah. Abdul Muhsin. 47 Fahad.
Doctor.
Yes.
I'm 45. I'm present all the week.
Yesterday you were late. Oh, not yesterday, or the last lesson. 36. I'll check it again. 34 Abdurrahman. It shouldn't be a problem. If you're absent once or twice, it shouldn't be a problem. 34 Abdurrahman.
Doctor, 92.
The main thing is you don't get 25%, yeah? Otherwise you'll be Hirman, 25%. 21 Faisal. 20 Suleiman. 17 Faisal. 15 Fahad. Someone's messaging in the group.
Doctor.
Yes.
Number 3.
Number 3 is present. 5 Abdul Hamid. Fahad number 1. 90 what? Someone said 92. What was it? What, 90? 92, yes. Okay, we'll stop it there then. Yeah, Muhammad.
Doctor.
Yes. Yeah, Doctor what?
Students from 50 to 100 don't need don't need to attend.
Yeah, so from anyone from 51 downwards, from Muhammad Ali, yeah, they don't need to attend tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, so up until Wasl, everyone up to Wasl, up to 50.
Doctor?
Yes.
Can I come tomorrow to benefit or not?
Okay, that's the other thing. You can come tomorrow to benefit if you want. That's one thing. You can also come tomorrow if you want to present. Yeah, imagine you're from 51 to 100. You're ready to present tomorrow. You can come tomorrow if there's extra time. So if there's time, then you can present at the end. If there's no time, then you'll have to do it on the next day. Yeah.
That's okay. Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. Assalamu alaikum.